Hey guys, Rachele here with Amethyst Ascension. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you so much for joining me again. So today I'm going to be doing the Seasons of the Witch, hashtag 2024. And I'm going to be doing the next prompt, which is called the Woodshed. And what deadwood needs to be cut loose. So we've got shadow spread. Just to show you. So this spread was also taken out of my Love of Spreads Oracle. So after this, if you still want access to this, it's in my Oracle deck. So, and I'm going to just put it here because it's easier just keeping this instead of this whole thing next to me. But I did want to finish off showing you my Magpie. I did end up writing an affirmation, and I took a couple of pictures. This is in my bedroom. So this is my prosperity altar, and you can't see it because of how it's hanging, but I've got a dream catcher here, and it's too high for me to grab it. I even had to have my husband clean this shelf because, I mean, I could reach the stuff to take it off, but I can't. I'm not tall enough to clean it. So he did that for me. But I redid my altar yesterday being Thursday, today being Friday, like the goddess day, Freya's day. And yesterday was Thursday, and that's when I do my prosperity work is on Thursday. So I did a whole overall cleaning and ritual of my prosperity altar, but I do have a dream catcher in front of my window. And then here's another dream catcher I have right by my bedroom door. And this is also in the bedroom. Okay, it's just another, I have altars all over the place. But here is my, I rise up renewed, my affirmation. I rise up renewed and ready for the opportunities that await me. I make wise choices for my future, and I know my connection with Source feeds me. I'm in a state of gratitude for all the love and bounty in my life. I feel heard and I feel seen by those that matter, and I know the more I remain grateful, it's only going to get better. I am blessed. So that was finishing up my Magpie that I never finished from the last prompt. So now we're going on to Woodshed. This is the spread. The Depression spread was out of my Love of Spreads Oracle as well. And so was the New Moon in Virgo. I think going forward, a lot of the other ones are not. The Judgment spread. No, that was Antoinette's. And we just added a prompt at the end of it. Okay, this is a hashtag. Kiss the Toad. Her and I wrote this one together. Okay, so I think that's it. But the first three spreads are actually from my Love of Spreads Oracle deck. Just so you know. And I don't know why I'm doing that. We can go right here, right? So another thing that you can do, because today is the full moon. So it is the full moon in Taurus. And it is the full moon in Taurus, I believe, in Western astrology as well. And in true Sidereal. It just entered into Taurus at the time of the full moon. So, where is it? In the Discord. Yep. It is 1 degree in Taurus. It just moved into Taurus. And I think in Western astrology, I think it's probably like 25 degrees because we're roughly 24 degrees off from Western astrology. So this was the time, depending on your, so for me, it was at 4:48 this afternoon, which is about right now, actually. So Yeah, 4:58. So it's right around the full moon. And my dog is going crazy. 1 second. Okay, so something else that I wanted to talk about just really quickly. There was a social media post today on Facebook, and it was somebody saying, you know, like, how would you interpret if you got the sun and the moon at the same time? And my response was full moon energy, especially because it was a drawing for today. And just to explain to you what a full moon actually is, it is when the moon is 180 degrees from the sun. That's why you see a whole full 100% illumination, because the moon is a luminary. And the sun is too, but the moon reflects the sun's light. So when they are essentially squaring off, that is when we have the full moon. So the sun during a full moon is the best time to do shadow work, because it is essentially illuminating that which is 9 times out of 10 hidden, or at least hidden in parts, right? It's revealing what is in the shadows, essentially. So I just wanted to add that really quick. So I'm going to set this aside, and we are going to do the spread. Now, the decks that I'm going to be using for the spread is the Witch Woman in Total Control of Herself Oracle by Angie Solins and Silas Tabal. And I'm going to be using Gothic Literature Tarot, just because it is also Goth Lit November, right? Or however you say it. And I mean, what is Gothic literature if not a bunch of stuff in the shadows, right? That's what makes it kind of so romantic. So I'm going to use these 2 decks. Now, something else in my deck also is a full moon in Taurus. So if you wanted to do a full moon in Taurus, that is available also in my Love of Spreads Oracle. So, all right. So we're going to get on to the first question. Let me grab my decks. Where is it? There it is. Okay. So, what is lurking in the shadow? Let me just shuffle these a couple of times. What is lurking in the shadows? Gosh, this deck is so gorgeous. It's a beautiful shuffle. All right. So, what is lurking in the shadows? 8 of Skulls. I think the skulls are pentacles. So what is something to do with my, I think the skulls. Let me check. Let me just check. Okay, I was correct. I just wanted to make sure before I went on. So the torches in here are the wands, the chalices are the cups, the ravens are the swords, and the skulls are the pentacles. So help me remember that, okay? Help me remember through the screen. Okay, so 8 of Skulls. So what is lurking in the shadows? Something that has to do with my skill building, you know, something that have to do with creativity. So why is it still there? Why is it still in the shadows? What is it about? Like my business, so to speak, my skill building, what I'm doing. What is it about that that's in the shadow? Why is it still there? Oh, Nine of Wands. I think that's 9. It looks like 9. Yeah. So 9 of Wands. So something maybe about my defenses. Standing up for what I believe in my skill building. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this progresses and maybe do some clarifiers. How can I bring this to light? 3, yes. How can I bring this to light, please? How can I bring this to light? Okay. So be in a highly receptive state. Be not that, like I've said before, not that of the teacher, but that of the student. I need to be in a learning phase, but enthusiastic about what I'm learning and how I'm perfecting like my skills, my skill set, and what I love to do, and all of that good stuff. All right. How does this affect me? How does this affect me? Okay, well, I think we'll take this one. I wonder if we should take both of them just because they both kind of were up at the same time. So 7 of Swords and with a partnership, right? Almost like not trusting myself or somebody else in some sort of partnership that has to do with something to do with my business, and I need to be, this is what's in the shadows. I need to be, what was that one? Why is it still there? Because of my own defenses, because I'm in a state of defense and untrusting, right? And that I need to be, I think that this is what this is saying, is that there's somebody else that's going to be teaching me some stuff about like what I'm learning, what I'm working on, the things that are important to me, right? And that I've got more work to do as far as learning whatever it is that I'm trying to learn, my creative, whatever it is. And I can't do that while I have all of my defenses up. So I need to be in a state of, because how can I bring this to light? Yes, being in the state of observing, being enthusiastic and passionate, and in a state of wanting to learn rather than wanting to teach. And then this was, how does this affect me? A partnership, maybe, like I said, either my own untrusting ways, or because I do have a hard time trusting people. I'm very cynical. I am very cynical. Just because I've been burned so many times. But that's not how I want to be. All right, so let's find advice from higher self. And that's where I wanted to bring in this, and I have not worked with this a whole lot, the witch, woman in total control. So we'll see what advice from my higher self has to say. Advice from my higher self, please. I think it wants this one. Priestess of Original Innocence. Interesting. Feels like it goes with this. Even though much thought has gone into convincing you of your original sin as a means of keeping you small and disempowered, it's innocence that keeps pace with you, like an invisible companion, hoping someday to be noticed and loved. Original innocence is your birthright. All you have to do is look at a newborn to understand this. We don't love the baby because of what it has accomplished, and we don't shame the baby for making messes or being loud or inconveniencing us. The child is treasure, as is nothing but beingness required. A witch knows her innocence is her most foundational nature and indulges the arms of that gentle awareness around her, holding her in its loving embrace. Now is the time to let go of any shaming thoughts, anguished should-haves, or weighty doubts. You're being asked to transform the perpetual thought, what is wrong with me, into what is in the way of me experiencing my innocence right now. You are treasure. As is, wrap the truth around you in this moment. Wow. Yeah. So, how can I bring this to light? It's about being that innocent, that youthful energy of wanting to experience again and get out of it causes me distrust of other people. That's how it's affecting me. Any kind of partnerships or anything like that. Not always. It depends on the person, of course, but especially when it's somebody brand new that I don't hardly know. And that trust has got to be earned, because it doesn't come easy for me because of how many times I've been screwed over by the people that I thought were either my closest friends or people that I knew, right? So, and when it comes to like what I do, and then so it's saying don't worry about all that. So in the shadow that's still lurking for me is that I could be better at whatever that I choose to do if I would just let my guard down, be that of innocent, not seeing these cynical things that my mind, my overactive ego, likes to warn me of, and be that of somebody that is trusting and loving. And I mean, I try to be, but you know, like I said, it's that overactive ego that's sitting on my right-hand shoulder over here. So, wow, what a good friggin' reading. So, what was the second part of this? I'll have to put this in, but what was the second part of this? Write a release letter to burn at the next full moon. Okay, so I need to write something today and release it. Include what you want to welcome in its place. Oh my gosh. That is just so friggin' perfect. That is so perfect. I swear, Antoinette, you are a genius with all of this that you created. I'm so grateful to be doing this and uncovering. Not like I didn't know those things about myself, but it's like telling me, okay, it's become an issue and a repeat pattern. Knock your shit off, Rachele, more or less, right? So thank you so much for spending this time with me. I will actually update you at the end of this video in just a minute with what it looks like. I'm going to write something here, but I'm not going to, it's not for anybody else but for me. And then I'm going to do a burning it this evening. So I think that's perfect. That's what I'm going to be doing on this full moon. And how beautiful with it being Taurus, right? Because with it being 1 degree in Taurus, it's just coming out of Aries, which is all about you, right? That it's your persona. It's, well, the first house, I should say. It was coming out of my first house and going into, well, I think, let me look at that again. Is that still in the first? Whoops. Yeah. I mean, it literally just moved over into the second house of like things that we value, our inheritance. I mean, that's based off of Venus, right? So the things we love, yada, yada, yada. And it just came out of the first house. So we're like moving out of how things affect. And granted, this is just for me. This is, well, for people that are in Eastern daylight time, Eastern in the United States. It's in there. It's just moved into their second house. So that is so appropriate for the reading that I just personally got. So, all right. Well, I'll show you the images and then I'll see you in the next video.